antifreeze in one. Well, happy Saturday morning, folks. I'm in the boogie van. Still got it. I don't know if you guys remember some years ago, I brought a 73, I believe, Gran Torino back to life. It had caught on fire and burned all the wires. It was a carburetor fire, and I brought it back to life, got it back running, and went through the brakes and everything, fuel system. So, long story short, let's rewind. I'm thinking it's like 5 years ago. Guy drove it some, maybe once or twice after I fixed it, and then he let it sit, and it's been sitting ever since. So, in the meantime, somehow the key got broke off from the key ignition. So I got to go and put a new key switch in it and see what it cranked. I brought a couple tools. Should have brought some starting fluid. I didn't think about that. But anyway, I'm gonna go over here and see if we can get it started, and maybe we'll start driving it. Got some nice weather. It's like 70-something degrees this morning, and like I said, it's time to get out. Got a lot of car shows going on, so maybe he'll bring it to a show. I don't know, or maybe he'll let it sit again. But we're gonna go put the key switch in there and see if we can get it fired up. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here and drive, and we'll get over there. All right, here she sits. It's the 73 Gran Torino. If you've been watching the channel, so we're gonna see if we can get this key switch in today. It's supposed to have a key broke off in it. I don't see it. It must be broke off at the tip. But anyway, here she is again. Got the old RPM gauge, cassette radio. Gran Torino. This car's pretty solid. Top's in good shape. It's missing the trunk emblem. It's just been sitting. Also got a Mustang 2 that's been sitting. 73 model Mustang 2. So I think it's a straight 6 car, automatic, but that's another story. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up. Let's get this horn button off here and get the steering wheel off. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is remove this horn button. Sorry there's a glare, the sun's shining right in this direction today. We got a dog barking too. probably just roll that window up, cut out the dog. So just, these steering wheels is just like the Mustang steering wheel, 70s, early 70s model. So we got the battery unhooked. Let me roll this window up so I won't have all that dog background noise. So this is a 24 socket. Hopefully I can get that nut loose without having to do some crazy stuff. Using the phone today, I didn't feel like bringing the camera. Oh! Ratchet slipped off. Ooh. Ooh. That's gonna hurt tomorrow. All right. Now, one thing about these steering wheels on these older Fords and some other cars, they have a line right here. This line and that line is supposed to line up. So that right there tells you that you got the steering wheel on straight. So what I'm going to do is put my steering wheel puller on there and those two holes. I hate this thing is sitting right in the sunlight today. We got a sunny day. Let me see if I can scoop this old bench seat as far back as the bench seat goes. Wow. Okay. So anyway, this is actually I think this is a pulley puller, but we're going to use it for pull the steering wheel. Notice notice I left the nut on there in case that thing slips off. It won't mess the threads up. So I'm gonna crank those screws in. So now that's on. I think that's a 1/2 inch. Sorry, it's shaky in here. It's not a real good spot to put the camera, but we'll do what we can do. You want to make sure on any of these pullers you get the right thread and you get the screw down in there. Really should have took a punch and punched it. But anyway, so that's gonna be a 3/4. sorry. I was trying to reach in the toolbox and grab what I need. Sockets are hung up. So let me get set up here. We'll get that pulled off. It's kind of hard focusing today. All right. Should be able just to crank this down. Should pull it off of there. You want to make sure it's straight on that shaft though. There you go. Just like that. Using the right tools works every time. Now I don't think this is a steering wheel puller. I think this is a, like I said, it's like gear puller, like for your camshaft. But it's got an OEM part number. I don't know if you can see it. It's 25258. So that's the number for it. See, make sure you don't hurt that little line, so you'll know how to measure, line the steering wheel back up. Because I've done that. It's hard work on one hand. I need a camera assistant too. So nuts off, and steering wheel should come right off. Bam, in your face. So now we gotta take off all this stuff here. We gotta take this little buzzer thing out. That's for your key buzzer, so when you stick the key in there, it buzzes. And I hope we can get this switch out, since they said the key is broke off in it. I'm trying to remember on these Fords, is it something you push to get it out of there? It's a little pin down in there. Sun's so bright you can't see. There's a little pin on the side of that cylinder. Let's get the new key switch and see what it looks like. Man, that sun's bright. Oh God. Maybe I should have brought the tent. Maybe we'll put you guys over here. Does that work better? Because I can't see. So anyway, this is the new key switch right here. I'm thinking this little button. I hope this is the right switch. It's supposed to be. Somehow, it's one of those China brand switches. You can tell that ain't even close to like a real good key switch. But I gotta figure out how to get the switch out, 'cause I don't remember. I'm gonna have to do some checking on that. So let me do some checking on it and I'll bring you back. So I did find out that you have to push this little button in order to get that switch out, but you gotta have the key in it. Finally made a little shade out of this car cover. Decided to get super duper extra hot today for some strange reason. I thought it was gonna stay cool. So what I'm gonna have to do is take a punch, because I can see the little button. I'm gonna have to take a punch. What did I do with it? Just had it. What did I do with the punch? Oh, I had to take a punch and knock that little. Whoa! I thought the battery was unhooked. It still had some juice in there. And the battery's unhooked. Hope we didn't blow a fuse. Did I unhook the battery? I know I did. Let me go check. That sucks. I thought I unhooked it. I didn't unhook the battery. I didn't think it had any juice in it. Probably blew a fuse. It's like I'm out of my element because I'm not in the shop. Anyway. Alright, so I'm probably going to have to take this turn signal thing out. So we're going to take the turn signal stick off. Glad it came loose. Some of these rust off and then break. This one will come out. It's rusted. Roll this window down over here. Alright, now we can take the... I thought the battery was dead. It's been sitting here so long. I think it's been sitting here 2 years or so, maybe more. I think he did crank it up right before he broke the key off of it. I think they went to crank it up again, and that's when they broke the key. The battery's got juice. So we're gonna take, hopefully there's enough wire down here. There's one screw holding me. Harness runs up through the steering column. I might not have enough wiggle room down here. I gotta knock that pin out of there though. I thought maybe if I pull this out some, I can turn it just a little bit. hit it or not. So I gotta get to that pin right on the side of the switch, back up in there. There's a little hole. I don't know if you can see it. A little hole right there. And the way this turn signal thing is, the harness is not, if I can go up under here like that. There we go. There we go. Still don't come out of there. Switch is off. Switch is all hung up. Get the key. She don't want to budge. Don't want to booger up the ignition. I mean the column. Should come out of there though. That might just be the top part of the switch coming out. I don't know if the switch is coming out of there or not. Can't see. Definitely hung up. On the Chevrolets, they got that little screw you take out, and the key switch comes out. That just holds the lock. Sometimes you can take the steering lock out. Let's see if we can take the steering lock out. Got a cool breeze coming through. Where I want it. It's not gonna come out of there. It's froze in there too. Somehow there we go. I think the only thing that does is just holds the steering lock. It don't really do anything. been a while since I've been messing with one of these old columns. So we'll put that back in there. So I guess back to the drawing board, trying to get this switch out. Should pop right up out of there once you release this button, but since we ain't got the key, that's gonna be difficult. Really just need a smaller punch. Don't want to break it. Well, I don't want to break the steering wheel column either. Just can't push it. I think it's moving. That's just the key switch. You don't want to come out there. And froze up in there, and then it got something. I think the ignition switch locked up on it, what it did. And when it locked up, it got the key switch all jarred up. So I'm gonna have to work with it and see, can I get it out of here. Like I say, you push that little button in, it's supposed to pop out, but that ain't happening. I think the key switch locked up, and when they went to crank it, that's how the key broke. Just sheared right off. I don't want to destroy the column. Well, let me keep working with it. I don't want to bore you guys, and if I get it out, I'll show you. So he brought me the key, and I was able to get the key in there. What happened was the key didn't break off in there. The inside of the switch has either been tampered with, or something inside of it came apart. Because after me beating on it, the key finally went in, and I had to just pry the switch out. And I'm still prying it out of there now. It was keeping that little button from pushing in where you can get it out. There we go. I have to get all that crap out of there. As you can see, I had to just keep beating on it. It just bent the pin. That went the pin that fell out. Well, there's the pin there. So hopefully it didn't mess up the inside of the housing where the pin catches. I don't think so. It's just trying to drug it. But now we can get the new switch in there. Like I said, he said that he just couldn't get the key all the way in there, like something was in it. But his brother told me that the key was broke in it. So anyway, only thing you gotta do is put the new switch in. See, this button right here is already pushed in. and ready to lock and load. So you just find the slot. Should have brought some lubricant or something to spray in there, but hopefully this cheap aftermarket switch works, because something ain't right with it. This switch won't work. Reason why, because this piece here is thicker, I bet you. Yeah, see how narrow that piece is where the pin is? Now look at this one. It's 10 times wider. So that switch won't work. I gave him 2 ignition switches and they lost both of them. I got one more back at the house I can go get. I knew this cheap aftermarket switch, something was going to be different. That's too big to slide in this slot right here. And that's where that, if you look in there, that pin goes in that hole back there. So I'm gonna have to run, see if I can round up another key switch, because this one ain't gonna work. And because it's too wide right here. And I guess I'll come back. Alright, back here at the home front, I got this steering column here. This is out of a 72 or 73 Mustang. It's got a key in it. It's kind of stiff moving, but if you wiggle it a little bit, it'll work. There it goes. Just got rust in it from sitting there. I also got a spare switch, but I know one of these switches I had for my Mustang that's actually running. You used to have to wiggle the key to get it to turn on. Like I said, I gave him 2 spare switches I had, and they lost both of them. So I'm gonna take this one. As you can see, it's the same where it slides in the column. Let's see if I get focus on it. Those are the same. See how narrow it is? Now the aftermarket one was thicker and it wouldn't slide into the steering column. So I'm gonna break this one down anyway and take this switch. It's kind of like a 30-minute drive from here to where the car is. So I don't want to get over there and put that other switch in and then don't act right, and then I have to turn around and come back. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this steering wheel off just like we did the one in the car. It's basically the same steering wheel. That is rusty. It is so rusty that the connectors are rusty. It's kind of making me change my mind about pulling the switch out. Spray it down with some lube. Good thing about being here, we got air. screws, I'll pull her again. Ooh, those screw holes there are kind of boogered up. They're full of rust. Uh-oh. That ain't good. The screw holes are full of rust. As long as we can get enough on there to bite to pull it off. Okay, so we know that's a 3/4. Hopefully the steering wheel pops right off with no issues. Just as I figured. Pull that one screw right out of the hole. Because the threads are all messed up. The steering wheel's junk anyway. Turn the air on. Hopefully the air build up real quick. Those screws are a little bit longer. I have to just take the hammer and hit the end of that shaft. That hole is stripped out. We'll try one more time. I think we're having that PB blaster in there too. Then help because it's kind of oily inside that hole, so it don't want to grip. Last time trying. We might have some this time. The other screw is a little bit longer, so it's I had it in there and tried to run the other screw in and it broke. Probably would have came off that time. You know what? It's sledgehammer time. Sledgehammer. That's what's good for letting stuff sit outside too long. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna put the nut back on there. The back of the van. Probably not. There we go. There we go. Alright. Regular single pump. Now, you just got to get in there, push that little button. Hopefully this one comes out easy. If it don't, we're just going to have to put in what we got. And then, if he wants to, he can just order another switch. He wants to get it where crank up. So can I get some light? Sorry, I had to go get some light. I can't see crap. Alright, I'm back. People pulling up outside and non-stop. Alright, let's see if we can get this. So one more screw? Should just be 3. This is probably no good anyway. Oh. Wire harness is all tucked up in here. Pull this out. Basically the same thing as that other steering column. Now if you was going to take the turn signal thing loose, it's got a special slot where the harness slides right on out. So that's the turn signal mechanism. So you can probably see the pin in this one. It's a little bitty pin right there. You just have to turn this ignition. See how it pushed in? The one on the car will do that. Pushing in like that. This one just flew out of there. That's it. I mean, it's the same exact identical key switch. But that pin, we'll probably have to spray it with some lube so it can spring back out. It might, yeah, it's coming out. See, it's out now. So we'll take this switch, I'll spray it down with some PB, take this switch and the other switch, and we'll get back to the car. Alright, back over here at the car. Heat then kind of picked up a little bit. So I'm going to put the switch in that we just took out of that steering column. I lubed it up and everything. This one should go. Hopefully we ain't got to go in there and clean nothing out. Having a hard time going back. Oh, I think what it is that metal shavings. Let me go get some PB Blaster spray in there right quick. I got it so close to this fence over here that it's hard to get in and out of. Slid right on in there that time, but I don't want to go back to the rest position. Let's try this other switch. That's why I brought both of them. This is the same way. It's almost like something's wrong with the column. Don't want to go. Let me make sure that pin is pin. I think that's what the problem is. I don't see the pin. It's not going in. Either that or the switch ain't going all the way in. I hate to get it hung up in there. That's one thing. Alright, now we're in there. There we go. Now we're working, but that's the key switch. I think that you have to kind of jiggle it to it's working. I don't want to take it back out. What you guys think? It's working, leave it. I think this switch was in the yellow Mustang. You used to have to jiggle it to get it to turn on. Kind of hate to leave it in there when I know it's got an issue. He can always order. Yeah, because I don't think that one's going to come back out. Oh gosh, it's so tight over here. Okay, came back out. Let's see would this one work. I mean, they both. Yeah, that one. I would rather use this one because I know that other one's got a problem. That one works fine. Let's see, key comes out. I think all these switches just wore out. The key went out, but uh-oh. I think we're gonna go back with plan B. Man, it got hot today, folks. Yeah, this key. We ain't gonna use this one. We get it to turn back on. Uh-oh. She don't want to go. Oh man. Should have left the other switch in. There she goes. Okay, we're gonna take that one out. Screw that one. At least the other one works. We'll lube it up real good. We'll stick this one back in, because that other one, as soon as I pulled the key out, it was a wrap for it. Take the key out. That's the one we're going with. So I'm gonna spray a little lube down in here. Man, that PB blaster got a hell of a squirt. Then we'll put the turn signal selector back in. Hopefully that corner should slide back. You wonder what that noise is? That's my neck fans I got on. It got hot. Oh, that's got to go through that hole. Yeah. Only thing we want to do is get this baby to fire up, and he can send that other switch back. He can send the other switch back and get his money back. I bet you picked that one because it probably was the cheapest one. But sometimes cheap is not good. Just because it's cheap don't mean it's good. I don't know if y'all can hear my little fans or not. See my little neck fans? Beat the heat. Gotta know how to beat the heat. One thing about it, you should be happy that I had a couple more switches. Which I am, because I really want to get this job over with. I don't want to have to come back over here. I'm the type of person, once you start a job, if you can, go ahead and finish it right then and there. Sometimes when you go backtrack, it's even worse. Something else happens. Those turn signals. That thing there was, the pieces were falling out of it, so it was evidently already screwed. So let's put the horn back on. We gotta line it up with that line. Look at that. Nut back on there. I don't know if this thing got any gas in it or not. He said they cranked it a little bit before the key pad broke. The key switch broke, brother. And they got ready to crank it again. That's when it had switch problem, so I don't know was there a lot of gas in it then or not. So hopefully it cranks. If it don't, then that's a different story. You'll have to figure out something different. Because where it's sitting at, it's 1,000 degrees. The sun is shining right on it, and I don't want to really fool with it today. But if he chose to get it fixed, we'll get it back to my place like we did last time and fix it. Put the horn button back on. Really, the only difference in these columns is this is a column shift steering column, which has the stick right here, and the Mustangs has the floor. But you can change this out. You can just change that out, make it a floor shift. All right, so let's see will it crank. Hook the battery back up. If I had the right switch at first, we've been done with this job a long time ago. So I'm gonna hook the battery back up. Let's see. Hopefully I didn't blow a fuse. Should have a hood. It's either gonna go or don't go. Battery cable's loose. Gotta tighten the battery cable up. I went ahead and got the camera because I didn't want my phone to keep ringing while we were trying to work. Look like the ground cable's loose. Smoking. Let me get some go-go juice. He said they cranked it earlier this year, I think. Ooh, I can smell the bad gas. It's got some bad gas in it. I smell it. Probably gonna need a carb kit. That old bad gas in it, you don't want to run. Let's see if we can idle it up a little bit. They might have to go down and get some fresh gas. I think the gas tank had a little bad gas in it when I worked on it a couple years ago, and I told him to put some fresh gas in it, but they just didn't drive it much. It's probably really bad now. Well, it's running. It ain't running that great, but it's running. Still got that bad gas in it. I said, it ain't been cranked in a long time. And it's set a couple years before I got it. It don't have dual exhaust on it either. It's got the regular exhaust. But it needs some loading. You can smell the bad gas. Too bad, like everybody else says, you don't have smell-o-vision because it is funky out here. But it's running on it. I ain't gonna run it too long. Looks like you got a oil or something. Rust running off the exhaust. At least it does run. We just need to drive the damn thing instead of letting it sit up. Put some dual exhaust on it. Terrible. I had this thing purring like a kitten. Ugh. Temperature gauge work? Yeah, it ain't all the way up there yet. I don't even think the gas hand works. You got oil pressure still. This thing got an RPM gauge. This is the Tornio Sport. like fastback. And that 351 Cleveland sounds good. She's waking up. I might have to dial it down a little bit. Just trying to burn all that bad gas out. Should we drive it? Should we drive it to the gas station? I don't want to get stranded. I'm by myself. They're gone. I don't know. We might drive to the end of the street and back. That'll be it. I don't even know if it's got brakes. Maybe I should have moved the van first. Got brakes? Feel like it. That's reverse. Neutral. Fasten seatbelt light works. Drive. Ooh, I got it out up too high. I'm gonna idle her down just a little bit. Well, I moved the van out the way. I might just put her down the street. Well, let me pick up my tools, move the van, and we'll take it down the street right quick, I guess. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Those brakes don't sound good at all. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Might have ran out of gas. I think we might have ran out of go-go juice. Well, it didn't make it to the end of the driveway, so I got it cranked back up and backed it right back up where she was. So we're gonna just let it be. It's gonna need some fresh gas in it. I didn't want to get stuck out in the street. So that's gonna be it on the Tornio for right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this video on the Grand Tornio Sport. It runs rough. You can hear how funky it's running from the back. So like I say, I don't want to, man, the walls are flying out. I don't want to get it hung out in the street, so I'm going to just cover it back up and we'll let it be. So, got a little Mustang too, also. I don't know the story on it. It's been sitting for a while. So. Got all the houndstooth interior. Probably, I think it's a 4-cylinder car. So anyway, that's gonna be it, folks. I'm getting out of here. It's hot. Waltzes are starting to come out of this thing, and the gas fumes are just killing me. So let's see what she cranked back up. Yeah, that old bad gas is just sitting in that carburetor. So that's gonna be it. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday. I'm out of here.